time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation.
Welcome back to another episode of Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We got Brian Falconer on the show as the co-host. How you doing, bro?
Doing good.
There
doing
we
good,
go.
Bro.
Hey, man, we're doing something completely different. We're recording out on the patio. We're smoking cigars. We're drinking bourbon as always.
With Larry.
And Larry's over here smoking and drinking as well. So, dude, it's been a crazy last 2 weeks for me. It's been so crazy, I haven't even talked to you that much.
It snowed in hell.
So,
it was a snowstorm in hell.
Dude, I went to TPE in Vegas. I come back, boom, it snows. We're pretty much, I-20 was locked down.
Oh, because there was too many accidents, man.
Well, that's because
Folks,
people shouldn't even be out there.
First of all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
Especially when text dot say, don't drive on the highway.
Right. On the website it says, unless it's an emergency, don't be out there. And what do people do?
Go out there.
Right. In Texas, we don't know how to drive on the ice. We don't know. Nobody should. I don't even know if anybody knows.
They don't know how to drive on water.
Right.
When it rains, so let alone ice and snow.
They don't know how to drive on dry pavement.
Dry pavement either. Stop does not mean stop. It means just look.
Mm-hmm.
What? Wait a minute. But anyway.
Hey, so let's tell everybody what we're smoking.
Man.
Oh, no, you can't because that's a secret stick.
Yeah.
No. It can't be. It's not. That's not released yet.
I got you, so I'm hiding it.
I'm smoking a Tabanero Sun-Grown. We'll tell you what Brian's smoking next week.
Yep. I came with my Amazon basin.
And is that mine?
That's yours.
Okay, thank you.
Here's mine right here with my Amazon basin.
Thank you. You got a whole bundle.
Yeah. I didn't get a bundle. I bought half a box.
Nice. Now, where, or should I say, which Amazon basins are these? Are these the new release? Now, is it still the same blend?
It's still.
Have you smoked them?
I've smoked one,
and how was it?
It was good, man. It was the first Amazon basins I smoked took me to a different level. It's just it was a different smoke. This is trying to get there.
Yeah,
it's trying to get there. It's still a good stick. It's still a good smoke, but that first. It's not.
Now,
it's like when they say with a crackhead, the first time they smoke crack, they chasing that from there,
and it's never the same.
It's never the same.
But that's kind of my question, though, is if because for me, I compare it to how much I used to just be in love with the LFD Cabinet 6, and I've gone back and smoked those now, and they're not as good. Mm-mm. And I don't know if it's the blend or if I don't know if it's my palate has matured and that no longer does it for me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
And that may be what's going on with me because it was such a long break.
It's been a long, because I think those came out in 2016. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Is that right?
Yep. And then the one that I got from Zeka, which was the pre-release, it's still in the humidor. I haven't even touched that. So with these, it's like I know what I had. And it's trying to get there, but it really ain't. It's not there. It's not there. But it's a good stick. It's still a good stick. That's all I got to say. It's still a good stick. It's not the great stick that I had, but it's a good stick.
Well, I mean, it could be the great stick, but it also could be that your palate has evolved. Mm-hmm. I like to say mature. Because I don't get to use that word in reference to myself very often.
At all.
That's not really one of my strong suits.
At all. Just like the pictures you sent back from freaking TV. You and them two dudes, man. What was up with that?
Okay, because I've had a lot of people ask me,
who you
what
advertising?
The hell?
You was advertising with Chip and Dale, not Chip and Dale.
Here's the deal. Before I went, I've been married for 26 years. I got a great wife. And I said to her, hey, hon, when I go to Vegas, you care if I get my picture made with those dancers that are on the street? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. So I thought it would be funny
to do that.
And I sent that to her. And she was just like, oh, my God.
When I saw that, my wife was right next to me. And she's like, why? I said, let me explain something to you. I said, he asked his wife, could he take pictures with the ladies? And she said, yeah. I said, this is his asshole way of saying thank you. And she just looked at it and just shook her head. I said, that's Rob,
That's
man.
pretty much spot on.
That's Rob,
And the funny thing is, first of all, those dudes were 6'5".
Damn. So they dug down for you.
They were ripped, and they didn't have shirts on.
Yeah.
They had cowboy boots on, cowboy hats, and they were all these girls walking by. It's like, hey, come get your picture made. We're dancers at so and so, and they weren't getting any takers. And I walked up and I was like, man, y'all's game is weak. I said, but I'll do a picture with you. And they said, hey, we can do a homie picture. And I said, not homo.
Homie. Homie.
So anyway, and the cool thing was, I mean, and what I love about, I love meeting people.
Yeah.
Is in that funny trend, and they were hilarious. They thought it was a riot that I jumped in.
Did you just hear him saying that funny trend? Then he stopped.
But anyway, the guy in the black hat, I was like, yeah, we're here for the TPE. I do a cigar show and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, man, my dad loves cigars. Today's his birthday. I whipped out cigars and said, tell your dad happy birthday.
That's what it's about.
Right.
That's the community.
And I mean, even though I did that as a joke, there's always something good coming from stuff.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
So it was a lot of fun.
Now, enlighten us on why you took a picture with your shirt off.
With my shirt on?
Off. With those guys.
I didn't have it off.
I saw a picture.
There was a picture of it raised up, but not off.
I was like, damn, that picture got bright.
Well, I was afraid the lighting was too dark, so I wanted to do what I wanted to contribute.
What is he doing? I was like, but that's right. That's right. I can see Tim in the background.
Are you kidding? Tim paid for it.
Sorry, Tim. I'm sorry.
Hey, when I was done, I was like, Tim, pay the man. Pay the man. But you know who was there with us?
Who?
Zeka.
I saw because you had pictures with Zeka.
He was there. He was taking pictures too. So it was a great time.
Goodness.
Dude, I'll tell you what, though. When I came back from Vegas, I slept for 2 days.
No, because I called and said, is he all right? He was like, yeah, he just old. He taking a nap. He'll be up by this evening. He said he'll catch you up with you this evening. I'm like, damn, me and Larry was worried about you, man. Larry was sending texts, you wouldn't answer. I'm like, what happened?
I slept 12 hours that night. I got up, came out to the studio, smoked a cigar, and went back to bed.
Wow. Yeah. He was whipped.
I was whipped.
You was whipped.
Now, and you know what whipped me the most was TPE. And all the walking and all the carrying equipment is what really really put a number on me.
Let you know you was in your 50s and not in high school shape anymore.
Well, the thing about it is, in your mind, you're 20.
Oh, hell yeah. Until you do it.
And, dude, if you get an opportunity, have you been to Vegas?
Mm-mm.
So if you get an opportunity, you can get a monorail pass. And you can just ride it for free. Or, well, no, you paid for it. But all day long, anywhere you want to go. Don't do that. It sucks.
Why?
It's just because to get to the monorail, you're walking your ass off.
Oh, okay.
Like you think, I'm getting a ride. Yeah, you're getting a ride after you walk about a mile every single time you want to get on.
For every stop, you got to walk a mile to get to
I was definitely not a fan of that, and so we will not be doing that ever again. Also, the Link, we stayed at the Link. If you're a cigar smoker, don't stay there. It sucks.
Why? No.
In the bar, you can smoke cigarettes, but no cigars.
Wow.
I know, right? I was pissed.
This shit is natural. That shit is chemical.
Hey, I was asking one of the bartenders, I was like, hey, so why can't I smoke a cigar in here, but you can smoke cigarettes? He said, cigars just smell so bad. And
no, they don't.
No, I said, cheap ones.
Yeah.
I was like,
Swisher Sweets.
I was like, these are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, you know what? We went across the street, which was another 150 yards. And we hung out over at the Mirage because you could smoke cigars just damn near anywhere.
Yeah, that shit, it was mob owned. It was.
Now, I will tell you this. Like, you've been to airports before. Mm-hmm. And like a 7-Eleven sandwich that's like $2 at the airport's like $12.
Yeah.
Well, in Vegas, it's $30. Everywhere you go, you're like, are we in the airport?
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's crazy. Hey, we were at TPE, and Tim was getting hungry, and he was like, hey, man, there's a food truck down there. I'm going to go get a burrito. And he came back, and he was like, dude, a burrito is $20.
Nah, bro.
I was like, are you hungry now?
I'm blue collar. I can't do that. I can't do that.
It's tough.
Oh,
it's, for us Texas boys, you know, it's a little.
I'm from Illinois, and it's still too much for me.
Well, and you know, I'm cheap.
I ain't cheap. I'm just frugal.
I ain't frugal.
I ain't gonna spend $30 on no burrito. Man. I'm sorry, that ain't happening, bro. We can go back to the Ponderosa and eat for 4 days. Spend $30.
Right.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Bruh. Nah, bro.
But the overall experience, it was really good. I really enjoyed it because I got to meet a lot of people that I've known for a long time on like Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I met a lot of new people.
Gotcha.
And so it was awesome to be able to get out there and do that. It was exhausting, and you know, that was my main takeaway. It was exhausting.
Next year I'm taking a wheelchair. Motorized.
If I would have had a scooter,
it'd have been even different. They didn't have the rental scooters down there.
I didn't see them.
That's why I think.
But dude, we didn't hardly see any of Vegas. Like,
oh yeah, I was in TPE just doing.
We were in TPE, and because when you use the monorail, you're not on the strip. You're like in the back ways of all the hotels, so you don't see squat.
Nah, see, that's the problem with me, because coming from St. Louis, the Link, which is the rail, it's downtown. You get off and there are attractions right there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to walk a million miles to get to it. That's my mindset for
every station that it stops at, like at the Sahara, the Link,
it's in
Harris,
the back.
Yeah, it's in the back, and then you have to walk through a maze like a rat looking for cheese to find your way to the hotel.
They do that so you can buy a $30 burrito.
No.
Because you're going to be tired and hungry.
No,
like, man,
they do that because they really just want you to use a cab.
Which is more money.
Well, I would have spent more money. Yeah. I was happy because at one point, me and Tim went over to the Sahara for an evening at their bar. And at the end of the night, I'm walking to like where the cabs are, and Tim's like, "Oh no, bro, we got the monorail." And I'm like,
"No, we don't."
He's like, "Dude, the door's right here." And I'm like, "All right." So no, the door's right there, but then you still got to walk like 8 miles to get to the actual monorail. And then we finally get up there. And here's the funny part, dude. You know, I don't really care if people tell me I can smoke or not smoke. I'm smoking.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're smoking up on the platform for the monorail, and this voice comes over the loudspeaker and is like, "There's no smoking on the monorail platform or on the monorail. Please extinguish your blah, 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 blah." And Tim was like, "That's just a recording." And I was like, "Yeah," and I kept smoking. Anyway, the security guard came over there, and we're like, "Hey, man, is that voice that comes on, is that like just a recording that comes on every so often?" And he's like, "Oh, no, they're watching you."
They were telling you to put it out. They saw you. Big brother's watching.
Dude, I was smoking on the train. I was like, we're in Vegas, you know?
What stays in Vegas? What goes on stays there?
Well, I mean, we were the only ones on the cars, and, I mean, because everybody else was smarter.
They were taking cabs.
Yeah. Hey, pass that lighter over here, Big Larry. I think I might have one in my pocket, but I'm not sure. But anyway, no, it was a lot of fun. I would definitely go back again. But, you know, here's the thing. If you've never been, you don't know what you don't know.
That's true.
And so now I've had a little bit of education. So I'll definitely, like, do completely different in the future.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time. This was first time's on you.
Everybody asked where you were.
Yeah.
I told them you don't fly.
I don't fly.
And I wasn't riding with you on that long of a drive. It's like, you know, my drive meter lasts for about 8 hours. After that, I'm done.
I go home, it's 13. I go to Nebraska, it's 13. I'm riding, baby. One shot. Take you there.
You could probably make it to Vegas in about 16.
Yeah, I'd do that. Man, I drove from St. Louis to Seattle. I had to because I was in the Army. I went home to pick up my car, and I had to report back in Monday morning. So when I woke up Saturday morning, my grandma was like, "What you doing?" "I got to go." She's like, "What?" I said, "This is the first time driving there. I got to report at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm a new boot, so I'm scared to death." I'm like,
take no chances.
I ain't taking no chances. Something break down. I'm stuck in the middle. No. I got to go. And she just laughed at me. I said, "I got to go." I hit the highway, 24 hours.
Right.
Even though I stopped at a hotel and went to sleep and got up the next morning and ran it in. But it was just like a 24-hour trip. I had to make it. 12 hours each day.
I mean, when I was that age, I could do it, but not now. Not now.
Yeah, 24 hours now. Yeah, no. I'd be like Larry. I have 3 or 4 stops en route.
Yeah,
I'm going over so and so house.
I mean, I'm not going to do that to myself.
Not 24 hours. Nah, I can't do it.
I mean, when I was young and dumb, it was all right.
Yeah.
So
we could do that. We could do it.
How's that cigar you're smoking?
It is.
Isn't that nice?
It is, but to me, it doesn't taste like the old one.
It doesn't to me either.
It doesn't.
It's to me, it's like lights out better or different.
It's different.
And to me, I feel like in that Vitola, I'm getting a lot of more flavors.
It's different. It's different. It's good different. It's not like, damn,
but it's not what you know.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
Because I saw the name and the name. My response was like, okay, I know what that is.
Right, and you're thinking, well, we're drinking bourbon, but now that works.
It does. It does.
So, and this Tabanero, lights out good. I mean, boom.
I got a couple of dudes on them Tabaneros from Illinois. They was like, man, what are you smoking now? I said, dude, if you ain't smoking a Tabanero, he's like, what is that? I sent them a picture. They was like, oh, we don't have that. Go online. I said, you can go you can call the Leaf. He's like, your shop? I was like, yeah. Call the Leaf.
I was talking to somebody out in Vegas, and they were like, oh, yeah, I think I've smoked one of those. I got one when I was over in such and such California. And I was like, nope.
Didn't get that. No, sir.
But you should.
Yeah. Call the Leaf.
Long as, and let me tell you what, we're drinking Angel's Envy.
Yes, sir.
And, I'm a fan. What do you think, Larry? Yeah, it's a nice bourbon.
It is.
And I think it's probably a little bit more on the lighter side for me.
Because that's what you're tasting. It's not that hot straight out the bat.
It's not hot. It's only like 86 and 0.6 proof, which is really low for me.
It's flavorful.
I mean, we were drinking that Still Austin barrel or cask drink last night.
It's gone.
And it was 116 or 118. And I tell you what, you knew you were drinking it, but it had a lot of flavor.
A lot of flavor.
And so I think Still Austin has impressed me.
Yeah, I told you.
That
cask drink is different though.
It's night and day.
Oh yeah, it's a Tyson punch to that, but it's a Tyson punch of love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't one of them. He mad at you, gonna bite your ear afterwards. He just hitting you like letting you know.
Right.
Letting you know.
He's punching you in the back.
Yeah, letting you know. Hey, I'm here.
Gotcha.
But it's good.
Hey, well, let's jump over to. Oh, we got a great interview coming up a little bit later. I brought one back. I brought lots of interviews back from TPE. So you know what? I'm going to let it be a surprise who it is. You're not going to want to miss it. I enjoyed all the interviews.
Good,
except one.
Which one?
I hate to even tell you.
Okay,
but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
You know, old Tim from the Burn Down.
Yes,
I had him on.
How was it?
Oh, that dude, he's so full of himself. No, I'm just kidding, Tim. I'm just kidding.
Ready to say, that's not the Tim. I know.
No, not that Tim.
I know. I'm talking about from what I've seen. That's not the Tim. I'm like,
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, it was good. I gave him a hard time. At the end, I asked him why he didn't like me.
You give everybody a hard time.
That's right.
Man.
But that's like a test. True. If you can stand that test, then we get to hang out. If you can't pass that test,
holla at you.
We don't get the pass.
Holla at you.
Yeah. So anyway, you're not going to.
What test did you give Larry?
He's too big for me to give him a test. And he's too old.
He's like 6'9".
Yeah.
Hands the size of your face.
Yeah, you remember now we're not going to go into because this is the regular show, but you remember my midget joke.
Yeah.
Well, you flip that joke around and you're dating Larry. And now you know how the midget feels.
You see him over there just laugh, just grinning, and it looks like, yeah, nah, bro, I'm good.
So, all right, guys. Well, let's jump into our sponsorships right quick. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through them a little bit quickly because the sun is fading fast here. And so it's also getting a little cold.
Luke!
Hey, bro. There comes Luke.
Luke!
Your fly's open.
He looked down. He knew he had sweatpants on.
Yeah, we're recording. How you like our new setup there? You see that? Awesome. Because I wanted to. You know how that works. Hey, All right. Larry's trying to give my peanut brittle to my wife. And you know what? As soon as it goes in, you don't get none.
You don't get none.
I was going to give you some.
I know. It's all right. Go ahead.
All right. So, hey, let's jump into our sponsors right quick.
Yes, sir.
We got 4 great sponsors.
Yes, sir.
We got Case Elegance.
Honey.
If you're looking for a humidor,
A travel door.
cutter lighter, whatever you need,
Man bag.
boom, they got it. I got the man bag. I love it. You've got the travel humidor. You've got the military footlocker. I got the Octador. And they are quality, and customer service second to none.
100%.
Second to none. Look down the show notes for Case Elegance. You can zip on over there and check out what they have. And then let's talk about McAuliffe Cigars. Dude, we're going to focus on the ambassadors because those guys are a unique bunch of guys and girls that hang out, talk about cigars, love cigars, and they're a community.
I love the word unique you use.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of any other cigar brand that has that type of a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they get their own challenge coin. Mm-hmm. Look down the show notes. Click on the McAuliffe link to go be ambassador. And you'll get your own coin with your own number on it. So make sure you check them out. And then we have Tabanero Cigars, which is what I'm smoking today. And let me tell you what, Yanko just got back from Nicaragua. Dude. He was live earlier today on Instagram talking about his whole adventure trip and how much he loves it down there and all that good stuff. Anyway, if you're not smoking Tabanero, I promise you're missing out. This was my cigar of the year for last year.
Sure was.
And I can't wait to see what they do next. You know what I mean?
But
what I know that they do every single time is quality. Construction is spot on.
Blend.
I don't know if you know this. I've smoked 13 boxes of these. Are you aware that out of 13 boxes?
Wait a minute. How long have they been a sponsor?
Not long enough for
me
to smoke 13
boxes.
That's
the first thing came to my mind. Cause
I smoked these before they became our sponsor, and that's why they're our sponsors, because after I fell in love with them, I was like, hey, man, I would love to talk about you because I am digging what you do. And so that's how we do it. But, yeah, out of 13 boxes, I've had one cigar that the draw was no bueno.
That's perfect quality.
And you know what?
Have one out of 13 boxes.
And, you know, they test draw every cigar.
Yeah.
And I figure that day the test draw dude was hungover.
How many come in the box?
20.
Dude, you looking at over 200 sticks, and you had one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
You
good.
Boom. That's all you need to know right there.
That's it.
So, anyway, look down the show notes, and you can click on the link to go find Tabanero. They have a huge line of different cigars. Try the Mike and Mike if you haven't. Try the Sun-Grown Robusto, the Toro, and then let's talk about Connecticut's. I mean, I've smoked some really good Connecticut's. I have like a top 5 to 10 Connecticut's that I smoke on a regular basis, but I didn't know what creamy truly was until I smoked that
Connecticut.
You know what I mean? And I've smoked a lot of Connecticut's now, and that blew me away.
Gotcha.
I mean, and it still has the flavor, though.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's like sucking butter through a straw.
And I'm not going there with you.
You know, a big straw.
I'm still not going there with you.
All right.
You had
and then let's look down the show notes, look for Tabanero. Look at the Leaf.
The Leaf.
So, you know,
Abilene,
that's the home away from home for us.
1166 North 2nd.
Now, 1166 North 2nd, unless you're John Price.
Then you go to...
And we moved the Leaf to Merkel, okay? You'll find us there next Saturday in Merkel.
You were so
you know,
wrong.
John, you know John's
I know
coming.
he's coming. He sent me Instagram. He said, man, I can't wait to smoke you. I said, I'll be there. And you going to send him to Merkel. You going to send him to Merkel. Where is he? There's nowhere to smoke in Merkel, man. On the train tracks?
We moved the Leaf there.
To the train tracks.
It's on North 2nd, 1166 Merkel. Anyway.
Still in Taylor County.
Dude, if you're looking for cigars, you're looking for accessories. I mean, you're looking for
anything
pipe
dealing
tobacco.
with tobacco.
I mean, you're missing
Quality
out if
tobacco,
you're not hanging out at the Leaf. Woo! Get a little windy out here.
Yep.
Anyway, I mean, the Leaf sets the bar. You know what I mean? They really do. And I mean, I know guys might not understand that.
However,
but
when you come and
here's
visit,
here's the thing. I was in Vegas at a place called the 8. It's a lounge.
Okay.
Super, super nice.
Okay.
I'll tell you a story about that a little later.
All right.
But it still doesn't compare to the Leaf.
Got you.
First of all, the humidor doesn't measure up.
Okay.
And we're talking, the humidor there has lockers on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know who has lockers on this side? Michael Jordan, A-Rod, Luke Bryant. I mean, the people that we all know. So it's high-fluting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the selection was not like maybe the selection there was like maybe a 20th
of what we got.
It was tiny,
yeah,
compared to, and you know, but that's not what their specialty is.
Yeah.
Their specialty is you go in there and it's a beautiful plush leather environment. They got an outdoor patio, great lounge.
It's the environment with them, not the sticks.
But they focus on the lounge experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Leaf gives you the lounge experience. They give you the humidor experience. They are all about the experience.
Yes.
And so it's like every lounge I go to, they may do this one thing better than the Leaf.
But however,
they may do this one thing better.
But
nobody
is
doing it all even close to as good as the Leaf.
Yeah.
And so hats off to Jay and Corey for
most definitely.
I mean, putting us in a place where we just love to be.
I don't want to miss it.
So, well, hey guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll come back after the interview. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey guys, thanks for hanging through the break. We have a special guest with us today, a dude that I just met last night at the TPE after party. Gave me one of the best smokes I think I've actually ever had.
Thanks, bro.
Man, I'm serious. Now, this is Art, and I'm sorry, what did you say your last name is?
Garcia.
Garcia.
Yes.
I don't know until last night who you are.
Okay.
And you give me this cigar that, dude, like I've been flying around 100 miles an hour in every direction since I've been here.
Right.
When you gave me that cigar, I was like, you know what? I'm going to plant my ass right here in this chair, and I'm actually going to enjoy this cigar. I'm not going to be walking around. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Beautiful, beautiful blend, the stick. I mean, and dude, that is like the perfect size cigar, Vitola. You know what I mean? And because I'm not a big ring gauge guy, and I'm not a huge box press guy, but that's not like the real rigid box press.
It's not.
I'd call them a semi box press.
That's what we call it, semi-box press.
Okay. I thought I made that up. Hey, turn my headset up just a little bit, please. Can you hear okay?
Just my microphone a little up too. There you go.
Hey, make sure that when he's speaking, he's in the green, please. Speak up.
Test 1, 2, test.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Yeah, man, it was just a pleasure, and it was unexpected. You know what I mean?
It was a pleasure meeting you as well, bro.
Oh, I had a great time hanging out with you because you were just chilling like me.
I was just chilling,
I'm not getting excited. You know, there was a few people come by that say hello that you got to jump up and talk to, but for the most part, I sat right there and enjoyed that beautiful stick. Do you have a name for it?
Yes, so this is called the Segovias by Segovias Destiny for the U.S., which is going to drop in the market the following month, by the end of next month.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, so we're looking at the end of February, early March. It should be out in the market in the U.S. We're going to distribute all over the U.S., so if you have a cigar lounge out there that don't have our cigars, make sure you request it.
That's how you get cigars into your shop.
Absolutely. Man.
Because 90% of the good shops, when you request cigars, they'll bring them in. But they don't know what they don't know.
Yep.
So you know what I mean? You got to get them in there. But anyway, man, how'd you get into the cigar industry?
Oh, man, it's a cool thing. It's a crazy story. And I'm not going to say the same old thing that everybody says in the industry. You know what I mean? But mine comes from my genes, my blood, brother. You know, my great grandfather, he used to grow tobacco, and then he moved to a different country, and in that country he tried raising some tobacco as well. Grandfather was born, nothing happened. He didn't want to follow great grandfather's footsteps. All he did was smoke cigars. So he got drafted to the military and the U.S. Army to become an American. So he met my grandmother by being stationed in San Diego in Mexico, and then my family was born, my father was born, and that's the story where it begins, right? So my grandfather's kids, none of them got into the cigar industry, or my great grandfather's kids, right? But when I was 15 years old, my grandfather, he sat me down. It was my birthday, and he says, "Son, today we're going to make you a man." I said, "Great. Are you going to buy me a car?" He says, "I'm going to give you a cigar. And your dad already gave me permission." And so he set me just like me and you right now. He says, "Go grab a stick like the ones I smoke out of my humidor and bring it over here. Grab whatever you want." So I remember I grabbed one of those. He kept some of the old Arturo Fuente cigars with Cuban tobacco.
Wow.
From Tampa.
Yeah.
So that was my first experience.
Really?
And so, and he started telling me how a cigar makes a man, it helps a man, and everything he knew about tobacco because of my great-grandfather, right? My great-grandfather died when he was 101 years old. He actually had me as a baby. There's a picture that I'm still trying to get. He's in his wheelchair, old, maybe 99 years old, has me here, and a cigar in the other hand.
Nice.
I'm a baby.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm 40 years old now. And so anyways, make the story short, I had the cigar. I choked my ass to death. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing at that time, 15. And so a few months later, my grandfather passed away. And so he left that big impact in my life. So then I continued taking cigars from his humidor right after he died. And now I'm a big aficionado.
Nice.
Brother of the leaf. You know what I mean? So,
well, you're more than just that, because you've made a beautiful cigar here, and you know, I can't wait to see these available.
Absolutely, brother. So in 2019, we released that cigar you're smoking here in the U.S. under my other company name, Antigua Esteli Cigars, and pretty much, you know, we got the best booth of the year. We got our Robusto, the same blend, got the number 12 cigar, the number 12 of the world by Cigar Journal magazine out of the top 25 for that year.
Wow.
And so it was a big thing for us. I mean, you know, new in the game and in the retail game, and all of a sudden, boom, we get awarded like that. And after that, I started coming out in magazines. In 2018, I have a big article about me with Tobacco Business Magazine when I come on the music studio smoking a cigar. And so, you know, I've been at it since 2015, actually. Our first show was in New Orleans the last year.
Oh, wow.
At IPCPR. And so I remember we drove from California all the way to New Orleans because I just bought me a new Tahoe at that time. So I wanted to test the
That's
ride.
a drive.
That is a beautiful drive, but a long drive. And so it's funny because we got to the show, and for some reason, the company that we hired to set up the little booth we had didn't set up the booth. So we get there, there's nothing. And so we call them, "Hey, what happened? What's going on?" "Oh, you know, we apologize. We had a death in the family, and so we didn't fulfill any of it." So I said, "Well, give me back my $6,000 you charged me, right?" So anyway, make the story short, I had no booth. All I had with me was my retractable banners and business cards.
And you didn't get $6,000 back.
And, well, we got them later eventually.
All right.
But we had to do a Costco run. And we had to buy some furniture at Costco. So it was cool, though, because at that time, they had those high chairs, those wood high chairs with leather, and it came with a little chest table.
And that's what you took.
And that's what we took to the show on our booth. And then we bought a coffee machine. So when we got to the hotel, our cigars were supposed to be delivered there from our importer at that time. And no cigars showed up. The cigars didn't make it to to New Orleans till the last day when we checked out. They got there.
Wow.
So we're at the show. So all we could do is just give business cards and give coffee. So
how'd that go? I mean, did you get any business from it?
No business.
Wow.
Just an expense. And so, but the best thing about that show was I got to spend time with Orlando Padron Sr. And I got to spend time with Don Carlos Fuente.
Wow.
And so I remember we were right in front of the booth, Padron's booth, right? So their big ass booth was right there, and we're over here, and the little guys with just coffee and banners, and business cards,
and no cigars,
So I'm not smoking a cigar, and so Don Orlando Padron was driving his little motorcycle, what do you call those things?
I call them a scooter.
A little scooter, right? So he drives from his booth to me, and he says, "Son, what are you smoking? Can I test one of your cigars?" I said, "I'm so sorry, Don Orlando. I feel ashamed. My cigars never made it." I told him the story. He says, "I'll be back." So he went back to his booth, came back with a couple boxes of Padrones.
Wow.
And he gave me one of the boxes was a Damaso. They just came out that year in 2015, with the white label.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to smoke that with him. So he got to chill with me for a couple hours in my booth. And he was just schooling me about the business, brother.
So it was not wasted trip.
It was not wasted.
It wasn't what you thought it was going to be, but it turned out to be pretty badass.
It was pretty badass. I got to spend time with him, and God bless his soul. And I got to respect him a lot, and he told me his story, everything he went through in the business, his struggles, before he is who he was, the company. And so that, I'm always going to treasure that.
And I watched a documentary on Padron. His story is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, basically, he went from nothing, and people was like, "You can't do that," and he was like, "I'm going to try."
Same thing they tell me now. People just keep telling me, "No, you can't do that. You can't do that." I said, "Watch."
Hats off to you for doing it. You know what I mean? Because I can promise you, how many people think, "Man, I would love to make my own cigar."
Absolutely.
It's scary, though. I mean, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition. And cigars, especially if you're the man, there's a lot of variables out there that you're not in control of.
That's right.
That's the tough part.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even know. Like, I'm a control freak.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, let people do what they're just saying they're going to do? And, I mean, they're, hundreds of miles away.
Right. Ran out of fluid.
Hey, throw us that lighter. Thank you.
Oh, that's a cool lighter, too.
Have you seen it?
I got one.
Oh.
They gave it to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who makes these.
We met him in the elevator.
That's cool.
He's like, "Hey, I do lighters." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I said, "Does it work?"
He also has a lighter, like a gun lighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty cool one.
I've got a gun lighter in our studio that is a Colt 45.
Oh, nice. Bro.
And it's got an eagle on the handle.
Mm-hmm.
It's done in nickel. And I have the matching gun.
Wow. Pretty cool. I love guns, man.
I do, too. That was from my father-in-law. He passed away.
God bless his soul.
And he was like the gun collector that everybody thinks they know someone that collects guns.
Right.
No.
This guy knows.
This dude, he was with me. And, I mean, wow. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah.
Tell us about before cigars, the music business.
So before we get to the music business, we were talking about the struggles to what I do.
Yes.
Right. So in 2000, and so right after the New Orleans, I say, you know what? I got to connect with the factory that's going to be able to deliver the way I wanted to. But I got myself involved about 12, 13 years ago, more in the production side. So I moved to SLE for a few months. I worked for a few factories, undisclosed factories. I learned the process from the tobacco fields to the galerones, and then I went to the production side. We call it over there the palillo. And then I learned all that stuff. And then I learned how to manage production and things like that. So when I did all that, then I was a little bit more experienced of how to make a cigar. And so in 2017, I started blending this blend. And I remember I asked Nestor Placentia in SLE, hey brother, if I pay you for a couple cigars, can I go make my blend with all your tobaccos you have? Because they have a room with most of the tobaccos in the world, so you could make a blend and then know how you're gonna make your cigar. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So I started making blends, brother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days, a week, 2 weeks in there, and I'm paying for like 20, 30, 40 cigars at a time, right? And so I was just, I'm glad that I was able to get that privilege to do that. And then when I had the blend, I said, okay, this is it. So a few years later, I hooked up with this other factory who it was a brand new in the game, and they needed clients. So I said, look, let me come in. I'm going to bring my own production manager, my own boncheros, my own ruletas, and I pay you, you pay them, but they're my people, I control them, and let's start my cigar. So we did that in 2018, and the cigars came out delicious, and that's how we got started with Antigua Esteli. And so we released it in 2019 here at the show at IPCPR, not TPE, but IPCPR. And that's when we kicked off, brother. A lot of people loved the cigars. They accepted them. We started getting reviews from all over the world, not just the U.S. And so the cigars now, Antigua, they sell all over Europe. Germany is my biggest market.
Really?
I'm even in Congo, Africa.
I don't even know where that is.
Me neither. I'm in Romania and Transylvania. It's a lot of countries. France. I just came out in a magazine called El Amateur Cigarre. They did a whole article on me, brother, with pictures of my family, because my cigars are selling pretty good in France and Paris. I think we got like about 50 to 60 stores in Paris and in France. And so now I'm in Thailand, I'm in Dubai, I'm in Saudi Arabia, I'm in Malaysia.
How are you doing that? I mean, are you the guy? I mean, are you like, you pick up the phone?
Well, for those countries, we got to go to a distributor.
Oh, okay. I don't know how it works if you're getting cigars in Dubai.
So different country goes to a distributor. And so they buy a big portion of boxes, 100, 200, 300 boxes. Then they distribute in different stores. We don't do anything. We just send it to them. They pay me. And
you're good.
And then after that, I show support. So if they put it at a store, I'll help promote the store with my product. Right. And so that's what we were able to grow. But in the U.S., we had a little challenge in the end of 2019, all the way up to 2021, 2020. And we had to remove the name Antigua out of the U.S. And so what we did is we changed the name. So we changed it to Segovias de Esteli. We used to be Antigua Esteli, so I still kept the Segovias. So we already had the name anyways, right? So we just continue with the flow, man. We continue with it, and people accepted it. They liked the name, and they liked the new company name. So it got to the point where I said, you know what? I got to have control of my cigars. I got to be able to control the tobacco, the way it's pure and fermented. I got to be able to control the way it's cut, the way the wrappers look. I said, and by working with another factory, it's not going to do it for me. So then I got together with an investor, friend of mine, and I said, you know what? This is what we need to make this happen. So in 2016, I got the key. In June 16 of 2021, I got the keys to our new factory.
Oh, wow.
It's not a big factory, right? Like AJ or any of those guys.
Well, yeah.
But it's a factory enough to fit about 50 people. And I could fit easily 25 tables right there. Table meaning a couple, bonchero and roulette. And so we started with 4 tables. Then we grew to 6. And then all of a sudden we have 8. Then we grew to 10.
Wow.
And I just order another 15 tables more. So we could have 25 couples. Now, when you have 25 couples, that means we could make up to 1 million cigars plus. Right?
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah. So, it's always good to dream big, but we got to be conservative. So this year, it's going to be our first year in the market again, because we stopped selling cigars in 2020 in the U.S. But now, with the blessing of God and the blessing of the people, when we were going through our challenge with our old brand, a lot of people supported us in the industry. A lot of cigar retailers. So back then, I remember I was able to grow our sales to about 80 retailers in the U.S., California included. And so now we have over 160, bro.
Wow.
Of people wanting the cigar, the one you're smoking.
Look at that burn. Yeah. Look at that burn.
Mm-hmm.
And I just tapped the ash roller. Look, it doesn't want to fall.
It's aged.
It's not ready. I mean, boom. I got to hit it 3-4 times just to get it to fall. I mean, aged.
Let me see if that doesn't show the date. But this cigar is probably from, I want to say November. It was made in November. And so we took the risk, brother. We opened the factory, and it was a whole different game change. I basically live in Esteli now.
Wow.
A few days ago, I got back from Esteli. I was gone for 8 months.
You like it over there?
I love Nicaragua. It's a beautiful country. The beaches, the oceans, right? Esteli, it's a very conservative town. There's nothing much to do there. Maybe go to one of the local restaurants right there, or...
How's the food?
The food is delicious. Yeah, they have great food. A few of my friends own restaurants there, so every day I order in to the factory, so I'm always eating. That's why I'm a little...
Hey, buddy.
Right? But as far as hanging out in Esteli with COVID right now, we haven't done that.
Gotcha.
Because we go from the house to the factory, maybe go buy food and come back to the house. We were there when the Delta hit, the Delta wave. It killed a lot of people. It killed a lot of our friends.
Sorry to hear that.
One of the gentlemen who sold me all the wood inside my factory, because we actually made the first 10 puestos or production tables. We made them inside my factory, brother. We made them inside. And so all the wood for all the tables, all the chairs, and even our humidor for our aging room, we bought it from this gentleman who passed away from Delta, a young guy. Left the wife, 2 kids. A week after, his mom died, and I heard his sister died too. So it was a big tragedy when the Delta wave hit. So because of that, we were just at home, not going out. Finally now, my wife and I, we were kind of like going to the beach, but staying away from people. And we were fortunate enough that I have my shots, and then my wife has hers too. So, But as far as hanging out, it's a little boring over there.
So you'd rather be in the States, hanging out?
I'd rather be eating In-N-Out burgers in California and eating some good pizza.
Dude, we had the best pizza in the world last night.
Oh, man, where's that at, bro? I got to go eat there.
I don't even know. Mm-hmm. We were going to In-N-Out Burger, and there's this dude sitting on a bench eating some pizza, and I was like, man, that looks good. And he was like, yeah, it's right there. We walked over there. Dude was closing up, and he's like, 2 for $1.
Oh, man.
And I ate that pizza and was like, it was the perfect crispy, the perfect melted cheese, just the right amount of... What do you call it?
Yeah, sauce.
Right. And the crust was just enough crunchy. You know what I mean?
Was that spot which is like right next to a Mexican restaurant?
We didn't see that, but like In-N-Out Burgers right here.
Oh, you mean over there?
Yeah.
Oh.
We actually walked to the In-N-Out Burger and then, bam, got pizza instead.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm about to go eat there, bro, because I've been feeding some pizza for a bit.
Dude, it was delicious. And, hey, 2 for $1 in Vegas?
But, the life in Esteli is different. Most of my friends, Skip Martin is one of them.
Oh, no way. You know Skip Martin? You're good friends with Skip?
We're friends. We've been friends for a bit.
Now, I'm sure you know Mike Rosales.
Mikey, yeah. We were hanging out the other night.
So, we did a show with Mike Rosales down in Austin.
Nice.
We went to his headquarters.
Yep.
It was a 4-hour freaking show.
Nice.
When Mike starts talking, you start listening. You know what I mean?
That's what I do with Mike. I start listening.
I've never met Skip, though. He's always somewhere else whenever
Skip, so, he also lived for a few years in Esteli, right? But him and Mike just recently bought a beautiful beach house in San Juan del Sur, top of the hill, next to a big Jesus Christ there, overseeing the whole Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
On the other side, the north side and the south side of the ocean. And he invited me to his house not long ago. I was in that side of town. So it's about a 7 to an 8 hour drive from Esteli. So a lot of the American cigar makers, they all moved to San Juan del Sur. They don't live in Esteli anymore. And because, they have the factories running and they have the right people working for them. One of the problems that we have in Esteli is finding good, loyal workers.
Really?
People you can trust. And so, they already... His brother-in-law, I think his brother-in-law is the factory manager and his partner, I think. I'm not sure. So he has it going on. So a lot of my friends who used to live in Esteli, now they moved out of Esteli to San Juan. So I was telling my wife, listen, once we get this going, the factory running by itself, we definitely we're going to buy a house at the beach. You know what I mean? It's more fun.
Sure. It gives you something to do when you're not working, which is most of the time.
Right. So now I feel like lonely, like, oh.
Everybody left you.
Everybody left, The guys who own, the couple who own it's called the...
Are you talking about the couple that does the black label
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also moved to Esteli.
Yeah, I had him on the show.
The other gentleman who he's part of with Pichardo Cigars and they Lucio.
I don't know.
Luciano. His cigar just got rated the Cigar Aficionado. No, good job to him. Anyways, he also just has a house in San Juan del Sur. So all the people that I know who also live in the United States, they all moved out.
Wow.
So it's time for me to move out of Esteli, right? I just got there.
You gotta be where your friends are.
Right. But I love just the whole Nicaraguan culture. It's beautiful. My wife's full-blooded Nicaraguan.
Now, is it a much slower pace?
Much slower pace. So when somebody in Nicaragua tells you, I'll take care of it, that means I'll see you in a week. Right? So I have a philosophy in the factory with my employees. So I got tired of my employees telling me, no, we'll take care of it tomorrow. We'll take care of it. They just say it's like 9, 10 in the morning. And I ask them to do something. And when they tell me I'll do it, I'll take care of it tomorrow. I said, bro, why tomorrow when it's just 9, 10 o'clock in the morning? I said, do it now. That's why I pay you. So I put a big sign in the factory and it says, never leave what you could do today for tomorrow in Spanish. And so that's our philosophy. And now everybody does that, brother. And even my wife sometimes, she'll forget about that. I said, sweetie, just make it happen right now. Don't do it tomorrow.
Nice.
And so that's the culture over there, bro. It's very slow paced.
Now, where did you grow up?
In California.
Where at in California?
I grew up I'm originally from San Diego, born, and I was raised there till I was 13. Then we moved to LA County. And then I grew up in La Mirada area, Orange County. Right? Now I live in Orange County. Been there for 14, 15 years now. And so that's where I come from, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I haven't been to California much, but how's the cigar culture like over there in California?
It's pretty big. Actually, California is one of the biggest markets in cigars.
And I kind of know that just because I get statistics on our demographics.
Right.
New York, Florida, Atlanta, Texas, California. Arizona has a great, but they don't have the population. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I see the stats,
right,
I can see which states I get the most listeners to.
Right.
And those 5 places are where everybody is.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that California is constantly in my top 2 or 3 spots.
We love cigars. What can I say?
Hey. Well, and you know what's funny is number 1 is New York.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I didn't even know those dudes were big. Now, after years doing this, I'm like, oh, cigars, New York. Wow.
Very cool.
Have you been in New York?
Many times.
Have you visited some of the badass cigar shops from,
No, I haven't visited any of the cigar lounges in New York. When I travel a lot to New York was when I was in the music business.
Oh, okay.
With the artists and stuff like that. But in regards to cigars, I haven't gone for cigars.
I always wanted to go, some of the old classics.
Well, the store that I wanted to visit was a Nat Sherman store.
Oh, me too, dude.
And I didn't have a chance. They closed down.
Right.
So then when I called them to find out how much was the
rent,
how much was the location, they were selling it, right? I said, see you later. Never mind.
Yeah, on Times Square, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think they wanted $14, $15 million for the building.
And it's really not that big.
No.
It's very narrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wanted to go there. In fact, in our studio, I have Nat Sherman would do a special run every so often and put out their clocks.
Oh, yeah. Those are beautiful.
And I was like, I got to get one of those.
No, I love clocks. I'm just a big clock guy anyways. I have clocks in my house, in my office. I took one to Esteli. It reminds me of our history.
Yeah.
So,
because you know what? There's not as many clocks as there used to be because everybody has time on their phone.
It's a whole different game change.
Oh yeah, and it just takes away the feeling of time.
Absolutely, brother. How's your cigar now, by the way?
Dude, it's phenomenal. I'm telling you, I'm digging it. And hey, my guys that watch the show, they know I don't bullshit. Mm-hmm. If it's not good, I'm not going to say it's good.
Right.
And if it's phenomenal, I'm going to let you know it's phenomenal.
Appreciate
Thank
that,
you. Man. Hey, best cigar I've had while I've been here.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Not even close.
Oh, man.
Seriously.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you know what it is? It's hard work and dedication. Not just by me, but for all my people in Nicaragua and Esteli in our factory. Tabacalera Segovias de Esteli S.A. They work hard, bro. It's money earned. That's why I take care of my poncheros and my roleras. I make sure they're paid the proper way. I pay my people extra of what they make so I could keep them.
And that builds loyalty.
Absolutely.
I mean, because you're treating people the way they should be treated. How many people want to open up a factory and they got people that have no jobs and they don't want to pay them anything?
Can you imagine? They're making about $10 to $12 a day from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
every day.
That's how much they make.
Wow.
So I said, okay, I pay them $20. Created loyalty. That's the kind of workers we have in our factory.
And you gave them, that's actually quite a bit more money when you think about every day. You know what I mean?
How much is a worker in McDonald's makes a day?
Right.
In-N-Out, In-N-Out pays the most.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think they're getting paid $20 an hour right now.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You know how much a restaurant manager makes at In-N-Out? $150,000, bro.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Wow. Now you're from California.
Yeah.
You love In-N-Out.
You can tell, right?
Yeah. Being a Texas guy, I'm a Whataburger guy. You ever been to a Whataburger?
I like Whataburger.
It's totally night and day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Totally different. I like them both. But being in Texas all my life, it was...
I like that burger that has mushrooms and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. And it's not just mushrooms. It's the, what do you call it, when they saute them.
So let me tell you a quick story about Texas and Whataburger. I'm over there. I went to go see I used to work with the guy who used to import my cigars. He's from Texas. But I'm in, I think, Dallas, Texas, right? I remember I went from Fort Dale, Texas I drove to Dallas because I went to Victoria. I have some big fans and friends of mine in Victoria. So they did a cigar event for me. I went to go see them, stuff like that. Then I drove back to Dallas. No, it's what city? You're in?
I'm in Abilene.
Abilene. What's two of the main cities in Texas?
You got Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Okay, that's where I was at, Houston.
Okay. So
I'm there, and I said, I'm hungry. Before I go to the other lounge and smoke more cigars, I said, I got to eat. So I get dizzy, too, sometimes, right? So I go to Whataburger, and I'm in the drive-thru. And then I order my food. I order extra this, extra that, boom, boom, boom. So I'm about to go pay at the window. And I'm driving a rental car. And then I remember I took my credit card out, I put it out, and the girls are like, no. You're okay. I said, what do you mean I'm okay? Said, yeah, the car in front of you paid for your meal.
Boom.
And I said, really? Oh, shit. Well, thank you. Well, tell them I said, well, they took off.
Right.
They didn't say nothing. They paid for my meal. She said they wanted to make a gesture.
We do that.
You know, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of love. Thank you, man.
I've done that a lot of times.
So I seen that car that paid for me took off and then went to like another business somewhere around the parking lot where I was at. So I sneaked. I drove behind him. I said, brother, you didn't have to do that. Thank you very much. Turns out to be it was a wealthy man, right? And he does gestures like that all the time. So I give him 5 cigars. And he says, I'm a big cigar smoker. I said, you just pay the meal for a cigar guy. Here you go, man. It's my treat, brother. Thank you very much. So we exchange information. Ever since then, we've been friends.
Wow.
But that's the kind of love Texas gave me, and I love it. I love it so much, and now I have a corporation over there in Texas.
Really?
Yes. So man, yeah. So I'm in California now, right? But everything's very expensive in California.
You should come on down to Texas, bro.
One of my best friends moved to Texas not long ago. And I'm like, I got to make a decision this year. When my wife comes from Nicaragua, we got to make a decision. Either we're going to move to Texas or we're going to move to Florida.
That's the 2 choices.
Yeah. One of the choices is because her mom lives in Florida, Miami. And she's like, oh, baby, why don't you go to Miami? I said, I like Miami, but I like Tampa better.
And I don't like hurricanes, so Tampa's better.
Exactly, right? And so, or Texas. I want to be closer to California. and
you're in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
I mean, you can go to Florida when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to California when you need to.
Mm-hmm. So I love the people in Texas. A lot of the cigar owner stores are good friends of mine over there as well. And so I'm excited, bro. I'll let you know when I make the decision.
Oh, I would, yeah, you let me know because I would love to get together when you're in Texas.
Absolutely, brother.
And I'm far from Houston, so if you're in Houston, that's not going to happen.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing about Texas is it's big.
Absolutely.
So,
but we'll have to make we'll have to do something special in your town and go hit up some of the lounges over there as well.
Well, we only have one lounge.
Okay.
And it's probably the best lounge you've ever been to.
Really?
I'm very blessed to be that way, and I don't say that just because it's my home shop.
Right.
The guy that runs the shop, the owner, he's actually partner, but his partner lives somewhere far.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay treats people like one day I was in there in his office, and he says, "Why are we in business?" And one of his employees says, "To make money." And he was like, No. We are here to provide an experience.
Absolutely.
And like everybody says that.
Mm-hmm.
He means it. You know what I mean?
It's funny, bro. Everybody keeps telling me, are you making money? I'm not making money right now. You know how much money we spent in Nicaragua in the last 8 months?
A lot.
Over $250,000.
Whew.
We haven't had a return. So somebody very important who has a lot of money asked me, Art, it's all about making money. And I said, yeah, but we can make money in other businesses. I'm in this because I have passion for it. I do this because that's what I love doing. When you smoke my cigar, you'll see why I do it. I'm going to make money, yes, eventually. I'm going to hopefully I could become successful.
Right. I think with this you will be, bro.
Thank you, brother. But I'm doing this because this is what I love the most. It's my passion. Music and cigars is my passion. I love helping new artists develop. And then when some of the artists I helped, they got nominated to the Grammys, the Latin Grammys. And to me, that was an accomplishment, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, even though I didn't make any money, or maybe they didn't win, but it was a big thing for us.
It was a return on your investment.
Right.
You put in the time. You helped.
Absolutely. And it was done with integrity. It was done with passion and with hard work. And that's how I see this here, bro. I do this because that's what I love doing. And I planted my flag a long time ago to make cigars. And we're going to continue making cigars.
and I'm going to be looking to smoke them.
Thank you, brother.
I'm serious, dude. Best cigar someone's giving me at the show.
Oh, man. I'm flattered, bro. Thank you.
And I've had a lot of people give me cigars, so every time I go walking around, they're like, oh, smoke this.
I'll make sure you get a box.
Hey, you heard it right here, guys. You heard that.
Absolutely.
And you know what's funny is I do have people that send me boxes like that, and you know what I do with them? I share them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like when we are at our studio, we kind of have a similar setup, but it's, a different vibe.
Yeah.
And when you get to our studio, it's a blast.
Nice. Can't wait to be
fun.
there.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We have people that are sitting and watching. They're smoking cigar. When I tell everybody, don't bring cigars. Don't worry about bourbon. When you get here, I'll have it all.
Right.
And we just have a great time.
That's what it's all about, brother.
Right. Yeah. So when you come to Abilene, we're going to have you over to the studio for a whole evening.
Nice. Let's have, introduce me to your guy in Abilene in the lounge so that way we can have my cigars there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. When you get me some cigars, he's going to smoke them.
Nice.
Everything I get that I love, I take to him and go, you need to check this out.
Hopefully he'll like this one.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't know how many, but he's brought in cigars that I was really a big fan of.
Nice.
I don't know how much time you spent in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cigar shop there called Tabanero Cigars.
I think I heard of him.
Yanko Macedo. And anyway, I fell in love with his cigars.
Nice.
And now they're at the Leaf.
And I like the name too, the Leaf, huh?
Right.
Beautiful.
And so we're just blessed to be where we are and
Absolutely.
who we are with. And I can't wait to see what happens. I know you're going to be successful because you can't not be successful if you're producing these.
I got about 100,000 of those.
Well,
aging right now. So with that one, we have the Box Press Maduro. We also have the Robusto, which is the one that got the award in 2019. Obviously, with Segovias, it doesn't have an award. But you know what? Hopefully, we can make any of these two number one. And so I can't wait to do that. And then we have also a beautiful Habano blend, bro.
Oh, dude.
With an Ecuadorian wrapper that I picked myself in Ecuador. This cigar, brother, let me tell you, this is going to be a combination of different flows of natural tobacco. I mean, this cigar is so... I mean, you just want to eat it like a cake, bro. Like, bring me some. Give me that. It's so tasty, bro, that you have a coffee, you have bourbon, you have whatever you want, even a beer, bro. What I call it a michelada mix, right? You smoke that cigar. It's going to be amazing, brother. I didn't bring any, unfortunately, because they were not aged properly.
And you said that's the Habano?
Habano Torpedo and also a Robusto 5.5 by 52.
Dude, I love Habanos.
So this year we're releasing, that's my core brand, right? We have Maduro Box Press, Robusto, Habano Torpedo, Robusto. But I'm going to release a Toro, size 54. And I'm also going to release an exclusive limited edition 52 by 7.5, which is going to be my big cigar. It's a beautiful cigar.
52, though, that's good for that.
It's like a Churchill, but a little bigger. And then, or people say, oh, it looks like a Lancero, but bigger. So whatever, dude. I tell them that, whatever. It's not a Lancero. It's more like my blend. But we're going to make a blend of that. So those are going to be part of the family of the Segovias for this brand. Then I'm also releasing another cigar, which is going to be we're going to start with a Toro and a Torpedo Salomon. And it's going to be dedicated to the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
One of my mentors in business and also a great friend of mine is an older man. His name is David Rolander. Goes by DGR. Very successful entrepreneur. He wrote a book called CEO Code. And it sells all over the world. One of the best authors out there. But this gentleman, he did 208 missions in Vietnam.
No way.
Flying, he's a fighter pilot. And his last mission, this is when John McCain dropped his bird and he was part of the POW.
Wow.
So this gentleman was so smart, never got taken down. His job was to go to an enemy compound, fly low, and take pictures of the compound. So what he did different was, they're stationed in the ocean. So let's say this is the compound right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. This is where they're stationed at. Instead of flying straight, trying to take pictures, he was smart enough to go all the way around the mountains, even if there's fog and a bunch of stuff right there, right? And come from behind. And you see, because all the weapons were shooting this way, trying to take the birds down, but they were not shooting that way. And he was very successful. 208 missions.
Wow.
He's an older man now. He's in his 87, something like that. But him and I smoke cigars every other day when I'm in California.
Wow.
And he's been my mentor for the last 7 years.
Don't you love those guys?
I love those guys.
Dude,
man.
one of the guys that I hang out with on a regular basis, I think he's 73. He never tells me how old he is, but I can do math. He was in Vietnam, and just the stories he tells me, and he's not one of those guys that would ever brag about anything. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is just what happened. And just when you hang out with guys at that age,
right,
dude, they just give you gold.
They give me, he inspires me. He has mentored me through my tough times. When I was going through my challenge with my other brand, you know, I probably should have quit because pretty much they took me out of business, brother. I stopped selling cigars.
Oh.
I stopped selling cigars. And I was lucky enough that all my retailers supported me. And till this day, they're still waiting for their cigars to come back.
Wow.
And I ran into a bunch of them yesterday, and they all pre-order cigars. You know, and I'm very grateful that they're supporting me. And so we're doing a cigar just for him, right? Because he likes smoking the Salomon torpedo Salomons. So I created a beautiful cigar. The cigar rings are amazing. I'll show you in a minute. I have already the cigar ring, and the cigar ring is designed by one of the top guys in the industry. The same guy who designed my other rings.
Wow.
Yeah. And this guy, he designed stuff for Fuente, the Hublot watch. Now he has his own brand now doing big things. And so my rings, I always want to make sure that they're beautiful. Not because I want to compete. It's just how I like it.
Well, I was talking to Mrs. Ramirez earlier, and her band is very traditional, but adds a new twist to it. But I like the traditional.
Let me show you. I actually posted on Facebook today our cigar ring coming out. Look at this, bro.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's like, I like traditional. You know what I mean?
So, a little different because I actually drew it myself before I give it to the designer.
Really?
Yes. And so, on the ring, we put the Church of Esteli. That's the Esteli Church, the cathedral from Esteli. Here is one of the volcanoes that I love the most. It's called the Ometepe volcano because I love Ometepe Viso tobacco in my cigars.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get the spice, when you do the retro smoke. We have the galeras right here with the people working on the fields. Tobacco leaves right there. We have the American flag on the left, Nicaraguan flag on the right. We have the coins, and every coin symbolizes my life, my family's history. On top, you got Nicaragua. Then you have you have to have the Indian, the chief, American chief right here, the tobacco. Then you have my family's history. We go from France to Spain. My heritage on my mother's side. So we have the coin, the gold for Spain, for France, the Mexican coin, and then we have also the Cuban tradition from my great grandfather.
Very nice.
So this whole ring, is not. Then we have the diamond. See that beautiful diamond?
Yes.
Nothing to do with Diamond Crown. I love those guys, right? But in Nicaragua, we have a slogan, especially Esteli, and the slogan in Esteli is called the Diamond of the Segovias. And there it is.
Wow, very nice. I love that. It all ties together. It all has meaning.
It all has everything specializes because that's how he picked it. And the name Segovias d'Esteli.
And I love that you have your great grandfather remembered in there.
Absolutely. But I'm actually going to do a cigar for him with his picture on it. And so that should be coming out pretty soon. So there's a lot of exciting things to do this year. Now that we have the factory, we have options. Some private brands asked me if I could make them cigars. We're not just going to pick anybody, right? If I'm going to make a private blend, it's going to have to be with a company that is serious and that is going to move up the ladder.
Right.
Not just stay somewhere, oh, you make me cigars, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because I want to put my name out there. Because this is my legacy, brother.
Absolutely.
And whatever cigar we put out of the factory, it's going to make sure that it stays forever.
And whether it has your name specifically on it or you're making it for someone else, when someone smokes it, they're smoking your stuff.
Exactly.
And that's what it is.
Right. And then it has to be. I had a meeting a couple hours ago with two gentlemen who want to do a private blend. And they asked me, they follow me on social media and all that stuff. And I told them, I said, look, I'm not going to be the typical factory that makes the cigars for you, blends it for you, and then I will ship it to you and for you to see what you think. Not about that, bro. I said, if you want to make cigars, you got to fly your ass to Esteli. Well, but what about the coronavirus? I said, bro, you have a booster on, right? Your third shot? Then don't worry about it. If you want me to make your cigars, you got to fly to Esteli. You got to sit with me in my blending table, and we got to blend together. I got to show you the process. So that way, when you talk about your cigar, you know exactly what you have in your cigar. And that's the only condition I ask. If you want to, great. If not, you go look for somewhere else.
Hey, and you know what? That makes or breaks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You want to be part? Come on. I'm good.
I'm looking for serious people.
Right.
And so I love what I do. So that's why, I'm excited. I'm excited. This year is going to bring a lot of new things. Now, let me tell you, it's very struggling, bro, to have a factory. Running a factory is not what you think it is.
Oh, I can't even imagine how much work that is.
It's really hard from dealing with the government, like workers' comp in Nicaragua, paying all the fees they charge every month. If the workers work or not, we still have to pay that, right? And so it's very struggling to run the factory, brother. And, my wife and I were having a conversation about this. She's like, well, honey, how are we going to make money right now? I said, well, we're not. But in my humidor, I got close to $600,000 worth of business. So I said, we just got to... Someone once told me, and this is from the Fuente family, and this is Art. Let me go back. When before I released the cigars, I sent some to Carlito Fuente. And he said, Papo, what are you waiting for? Release it. There's actually a video of him saying that to me. And I have it on my profile. But he says, hey, something you got to learn is you never rush the hands of times. And that stuck to me. This came from Carlos Fuente back in 2015.
Ooh.
Never rush the hands of times. Just like their ashtrays, right? Back then, I didn't understand. Now I do. Because a cigar talks to you every day. And it tells you where it's going. Making a blend is not just putting tobacco leaves together and we'll see what happens. I'm going to smoke it, whatever. From picking the tobacco, not just learn what you have, but you got to know the Spanish is called variedad. The variety, how do you say variety? Variety? My
what?
Mouth. Variety. From knowing what seed you have in the tobacco, what finca or what tobacco farm it came from, it's very important, brother. You can't just be buying tobacco from Joe Blow in the corner. You got to know where it's come from. You got to know the history or the pedigree. I call it the pedigree of your leaf. So you could be able to determine how good your tobacco is going to be, your cigar. And so all these details, brother, that I'm giving you guys, insights, these are things that took me years to learn.
And look how nice and slow this cigar is burned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you knocked it out.
Thank you, brother.
You really did.
I appreciate that.
Well, hey, man, how can people find you? Tell everybody before we go how they can get a hold of you. I mean, there might be somebody at a shop be like, all right, I'm in. How do they find you?
Well, thank you for your support. If you're going to support us, we appreciate all business, right? We need all the help we can because, we did a big investment. We haven't made any money, so help me just make a little bit by smoking our cigars, right? Anyhow, you can find us at segoviasdestily.com, which is our website. It's still kind of under construction, but the best way to get a hold of us is through social media. On Instagram, we're Tabacalera Segovias. Or
I'll have a link in the show notes.
Oh, cool.
So that they can just click on it.
Right. So it's Tabacalera Segovias and also our second brand, Segovias Destily, on Instagram. If you want to find me personally, you can find me at Mr_Art_Garcia.
And if you run by the Sahara,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote your name and phone number on the bathroom wall. Thank you, man.
I appreciate
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
brother.
I'm honored.
My pleasure.
Hey, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some information from Bryant. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the interview from TPE. It was a blast, it was exhausting, and it was an experience. I mean, it was cool, man.
Yeah.
I
wish I could have been there.
A lot of people are telling me they're going to go to TPE in July. I'm not. It's hot. And you know what I am thinking about doing?
What's that?
Is I'm really thinking about going to the Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest.
Okay.
That's August 27th. And you know what I think would be cool about it is to set up there and just do the show. Because the thing about it is when you go to an event like that, it's not shop owners and cigar owners. It's people like us. And, I love hanging out with people like us.
That's when you had the best experience.
Yeah. So I was thinking instead of going to another trade show, the next thing would be to go to one of those, kind of like what we did at
Fort Worth.
Spirits. Cigars and Spirits. And, it just depends. I want to kind of see what it looks like because I really want to have the experience of like hanging out and smoking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what I really like to do. I didn't get to do that at TPE.
So you was working.
Dude.
He was humping.
While we were doing interviews, there were people waiting to be interviewed.
You had a line?
Yes.
Wow.
And you know me, I can't rush an interview.
No, you take forever.
It is what it is.
You let them go.
And I mean, at one time I had 3 people waiting. And I was just like, I think most people might have been like, "Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. We got to wrap it up." And I was just like, "Can't do that.
Can't keep it going."
This person, for me right now, is the most important person on the planet. And when you're in that chair, that you'll be the most important person on the planet. You can't rush an interview.
I got you.
But it was a lot of fun. But I mean, that's like no breaks.
Yeah.
When you got people waiting,
you just keep going.
I mean, I didn't even have time to go to the bathroom. And I'd look up and I'd be like, "Where'd Tim go?"
To the bathroom.
Right. So
he's like, "I'm not on camera."
Right. Well, hey man, we have a huge announcement.
Okay.
You don't even know.
I don't.
You don't even know. I haven't hung out with you this week because of the snow. But April 8th. I'm sorry. Scratched. April 10th.
Day after my birthday.
April 10th.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in town?
Nope.
Where are you going to be?
My kids want me, man. My kids want me.
You know what? It's your birthday. They come here.
No.
That's how that works.
They're doing things for me.
Yeah. They could get their ass down here.
No. See, when it comes to my oldest daughter and she playing stuff, like the last time she did something for my birthday, I had to go to St. Louis because we went to a Cardinals game. And it was a big thing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Y'all could just park on South First and watch the trains go by. Happy birthday to you, Dad.
I haven't seen enough trains in my life, bro.
Hey, so I said that because the train pulled
Yeah,
by.
I know.
But anyway, April the 10th on a Sunday, starting at noon, going until 8:30 p.m., Cigar Talk is doing a telethon to raise money for Cigars for Warriors, just like the old Jerry Lewis telethon.
So you've talked to me about this, but it wasn't in stone. It's in stone now.
It's in stone.
Gotcha.
We're going to have a lot of special guests.
Gotcha.
We're going to have Al McAuliffe.
Gotcha.
We're going to have Robert Caldwell.
I'll be back, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back.
I'm telling who's going to be here.
Uh-huh. I was thinking.
You're going to be back. Awesome. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding.
Shut up, bro. I'm talking.
No, so we're going to have Cigar Madam, Coco.
Yes.
We're going to have Stogie Chick.
Oh.
We're going to have JP. We're going to have Robert, one of the Cigar Adventure guy. We're going to have Terrence Riley from Aganorsa Leaf. Dude. We got the who's who that's going to come by and help us raise money for Cigars for Warriors. And I'm excited about it, dude. And check this out. So already I've got a lot of cigar manufacturers and people that are wanting to get involved. They're giving us donations. We're going to have a 2-week online auction, and we're going to auction those things off, and it'll be over the day of the telethon. And there'll also be raffle tickets because we're going to raffle some of the stuff away. And we're going to have the 2022 Cigar Talk Telethon for Cigar for Warrior t-shirts. You can buy those. We're going to raise money for Cigars for Warriors, the troops overseas.
Gotcha.
That, you know what, how can you not support those who take care of us?
Gotcha.
April the 10th, noon Central Time. Central Time. Put it on your calendar. It's going to be 8 hours of live stream.
That is...
It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on Twitch. We're pulling out all the stops. We are going to and Storm. You know Storm.
Yes.
He's going to be here live with us. And you know Lauren, the Triple Maduro from McAuliffe.
Yes.
She's going to come down.
This is going to be a big thing.
You know what we're doing it. Back in the room at the Leaf, we're getting like velvet curtains. Dude, I'm going to wear a tuxedo.
Oh, geez.
I'm going to be Jerry Lewis.
It's not going to be a T-shirt, is it?
No, it's
okay.
Tux, man.
You're going to come in with a tuxedo T-shirt on.
No. That's my underwear. Little bow tie. You won't have to see that.
I'm good.
All right, man. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. I'll give more details next week. We're going to start setting up you can actually download an app for the silent auction thing for what we're going to have up. We're going to have cigars. We're going to have accessories. We're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. Everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, I want in on that.
That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. And coming from a vet, because I'm a vet, thank you, man.
And, hey, we have a local military guy who receives stuff overseas. He's going to come down and be on the show and say how much it meant to him. So he can talk about it.
Yeah, so he can talk about it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
So if any of you guys watching have connections with anybody in the cigar industry and you would like to donate so that we can help raise money, just send me an email, shoot me a text, send a smoke signal.
You gonna market anything? You gonna market it? Because whatever you get, send it to me so I can send it out to my people that are in the military.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to do.
Everybody's included because we want to support the troops.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. What's that there? That looks like one of your top threes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to jump into this week's Pick 6. I'm going to let Brian go first because he's already chomping at the bit. So what do you got this week, bro?
First one up is going to be the Aladino, Connecticut.
Which I know you got at the Leaf.
Yes.
So that's a big announcement. The Leaf now carries Aladinos. I knew they were going to, but I didn't know we already had them until yesterday.
Yes.
So, and that's a perfect example of Jay bringing in great cigars for us.
For us, man.
Oh, Aladino's going to be involved.
See.
Sorry, go ahead.
See, that's the blessing of it. Number 2 is going to be my new release, of the Cielo Amazon Basin.
Okay,
like
cool.
I said, I'm
gonna smoke that tonight while I edit the show.
It wasn't the first time, but it was there. It's like it's trying to get there, and I love that. I love it. The Amazon Basin is a great smoke. That's all I got to say. It's a great smoke, and if you get a chance to get one, you'll see what I'm talking about.
So you know what that kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Like when I was in high school, I dated this girl, and man, she was just the greatest.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm not going to tell that story.
Forgive me for opening that door. I thought he had got everything out of TPE, but evidently he didn't. And on my
no. Go ahead.
Last one.
Oh, what you got there? Oh,
Fine and Rare 2015, baby.
Yeah.
Fine and Rare 2015. And guess what? That was today. Because you see what I got on?
Wow.
The exact same fit.
That's the 15.
Yeah, the 15.
That's not my favorite, though.
I know.
My favorite's the 19.
Yeah, my
you
favorite
get a 19,
is the 15.
you should bring it to me.
I don't know if I got one.
Well, if you find
I'll
one.
see. I'll
All
look
right.
and see. I have no problem with it.
Okay,
I know.
cool. So this week for me, I have. You know what? I've actually smoked less cigars this week than I have.
I can't believe. Well, you did say you were interviewing straight through.
No. The whole time I smoked, that was last week.
Yeah.
This week.
Okay.
Last week, I smoked more cigars than I ever smoked
in your life. He said, "I didn't believe I could catch up."
Let me tell you something. My average is probably about 8.
Didn't we say that today?
And then, but there in Vegas, it was like 12. Dude,
bruh.
When I got home, the first day I was home, I only smoked 5 cigars that day. I was like, can't do another one.
Your arm was like, I can't do this anymore.
I honestly didn't know that I could actually get like cigared out. I was cigared out. I was. I didn't think that was possible.
Not for you,
dude. But here's the thing. I don't normally stay up those kind of hours.
True.
So that's why I don't smoke 12 now. 8 hours
when he retires.
Right. But no, we weren't going to bed until like 3 a.m. every night. And then we were getting up at 7. I told you I thought I was 20.
For real. And you came back home. Yeah, I'm in my 50s.
Dude. Well, but what my point is, when you're staying up from 7 to 3, you can smoke 12 cigars.
True.
So that's why that happened.
You got enough time to do it.
Right. And, when I'm interviewing, the whole time we were smoking cigars. Anyway, I had a lot of great cigars, and while I was at TPE, and I got to say, I got to do a mention. You know what? I'll do that next week.
All right.
Well, if somebody sent me a cigar.
Okay.
And anyway, so this week, my number one was a 6x46 Fausto Tatuaje. Good smoke.
Yeah.
Good smoke. That when Zeka came through town, he gave me 2. I smoked one then, and I smoked one yesterday.
He didn't say that they were 2.
No. We were sitting in the back, and I was like, oh, dude, I can't smoke this right now because I really want to save it. And he was like, oh, well, here's another one.
Okay.
That way I could smoke it. It wasn't yours. You
gotta add that in. You gotta ask those questions.
I understand.
You saw I did it like a police investigator. I just asked the question, just let him talk. So if he's told on himself,
hey, you know that I don't have a problem telling on myself.
We know that.
Because if you don't know how I am, shame on you.
Dude, we've let everybody know how he is.
So my number 2 this week is a Wonderlust. Fantastic smoke. Right? Great.
Got you on Wonderlust.
Oh, good.
Welcome back to Roma Craft, bro.
Hey, man, I've been digging Roma Craft
Welcome
lately.
back to Roma Craft.
And then my number 1 cigar this week, and the last time I smoked it, I had a bad experience. And so I let the other one sit in the humidor for, it's been 5-6 weeks.
Ooh.
And that was the Davidoff Escuro. You remember when you
Yes,
had one?
yes.
It was great, but mine was no bueno. In fact, it just kind of like fell apart on me. Anyway.
Like when it blew up.
Yeah. And so after sitting in the humidor for 5-6 weeks, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's ready. And I fired it up, and it was beautiful.
It was ready.
And, I love that. It was number 2 on my list for the whole year.
Sure was.
So, sometimes that happens with cigars. And I'm not going to not smoke it with a one-time experience like that.
Gotcha.
I got to give them another chance. And,
yeah.
I mean, that's, to me, and I had somebody tell me, they were like, that cigar's not any good. And I was like, well, I mean, everybody has their haters.
True.
I didn't know,
True.
So let's, before we go, I just want to bring up one thing. What happened to the 49ers, man?
Same thing happened to the Cowboys.
No. That's not anything close. The Cowboys sucked from day one. You guys.
Well, we were 3-5 and made it there.
Y'all made a showing.
Yeah.
Y'all made a showing.
It was what I had been saying since the Super Bowl of 2019. We have a quarterback that you just can't put your trust in. And I was talking to somebody yesterday about this was the perfect opportunity for him to showcase.
Oh. I told you I was smoking cigars in a bar with the guy, and I didn't know who he was. We just, when you see somebody smoking cigars, I'm going to let you finish that, but I got to jump in right here right quick because it has something to do with you. Kind of. And anyway, I said, well, so what do you do? And he says, I own a sports book here in Vegas. And I was like, so, I mean, who are you picking for the Super Bowl? And he's like, I'm not picking for the Super Bowl yet, but I can tell you next week, put all your money on the Rams.
Wow.
And I was like, well, what about the other game? He's like, I ain't telling you that. I'm telling you on that game. Dude. Like in the beginning of the game, I was like, no way that guy was wrong.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, how did that happen?
Here it is. You get the last drive of the game.
But what was the spread on that game?
It was 3 points.
So it was a push.
Yeah.
So he was wrong.
He was wrong.
Take that and suck it.
It was the last drive of the game. What every guy that grows up wanting to be a quarterback, this is your experience. You want to have the ball in your hand, the last drive, to make it work.
Right.
And what did he do?
What did he do? Threw an interception?
Nutted up 3 plays and threw an interception on the third one.
Right.
Nutted up.
I tell you what, I actually didn't watch that game. I was taking a nap. But
you didn't miss nothing.
I did go watch the Chiefs game. And wow.
People wanted to say that our defense, I was like, no. When a defense can't get off the when the defense is continually on the field, they're going to get tired. Look at the Bears from '85. The one game that they lost, they couldn't get off the field because the offense couldn't do it. It was kept 3 and out. And the Bears had the best defense I'd seen forever in '85. They couldn't get up. Every time you turn around, they was like, man, we right back on the field. You get tired. And that's what happened to us. We get the lead, and then no more scoring. It's 3 and out. We go 6 drives, then you make dumb mistakes, and you're out. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
They're tired, man.
Well, and
then they held them to a field goal No, they scored. They scored the touchdown. But it was the point. You still had a chance.
But here's the thing. You thought they had a chance.
Everybody. Last play. The last drive.
No, I mean like 6 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. It's still.
Like 6 weeks ago, I had already penciled the Cowboys out. I'm like, all you guys are doing is getting the worst draft pick.
You did.
And
it was frustrating to me because when we got out, I was like, okay, here's his chance to prove that he's what. Dude, you sat for 5 years behind Brady.
Let me tell you something. So here's the Cowboy fans. They're talking amongst themselves because they're always in the media no matter what, because that's Jerry Jones. But why? The Super Bowl's not even over, and who's got all the media coverage? Yeah. Jerry Jones, McCarthy, Stephen Jones, what's his name, the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys? Kellen Moore. And I'm like, you know what's funny about all that? Is Jerry Jones knows how to keep the Cowboys in the media, that we're not even in the picture, but we're in the conversation. Yeah. And for what?
Because Sean Payton retired
And that was also another thing.
Yeah.
That got thrown in there.
He's going to wait a year, and he's going to come to the Cowboys. They're going to the Super Bowl. Hold up. What?
No, it doesn't. But here's the thing. Here's what you're not getting, and here's what all you Cowboy fans don't get. If they keep McCarthy or they fire McCarthy, if they bring up Kellen Moore or they bring in Sean Payton, none of that matters.
You still got Jerry Jones.
None of it matters.
You still got Jerry Jones.
It's just hype.
Yeah.
It's coverage.
I understand.
Sell those jerseys. Sell those T-shirts. Sell those tickets. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. You heard about the news with Hugh Jackson, right? Because
you talking about the actor?
No, Hugh Jackson. He was the coach of the Browns. He was the coach of the Browns. And he was with the Raiders.
Hugh Jackman.
Jackson. You talking about Jackman? That's the Wolverine.
Yeah.
I said Jackson, but anyway.
Well, that's the way the Cowboys could win if we brought in the Wolverine. You get him out there running the ball.
No, the Wolverine just retired, Tom Brady, because he went to Michigan. But anyway, Hugh Jackson. When what's his name, Flores, that used to be the coach in Florida, he filed this suit against the NFL talking about it was racism. They because he got a text from Belichick. The text was New York had already made their decision before he went to interview. Mm-hmm. So he got pissed off about that and filed. Hugh Jackson came on and said, "Yeah, they paid us to take the season when I was coaching my last year coaching the Browns."
What do you mean take the season?
Tank.
Oh.
To throw the season.
He came out and said that?
Oh, yes. Now everybody's talking about, well, wait a minute. Like you said, the bookie said the game hadn't even been played yet. Throw your money on the Rams. It's going to be played at SoFi Stadium, which is the Rams' home.
Hey, and Garofalo's career's over.
It's over.
Okay?
Because you saw my text. You saw my message right after.
But if I put everything on the Rams and throw an interception on the last, no, I'm not saying he did that. I'm just saying.
Here's my thing. My message right after we lost was, I'm thankful that next year I don't have to deal with Jimmy Garoppolo. And folks are like, what y'all gonna have Trey Lance? I would rather die with a two. He ain't got number 2 years in the NFL learning.
Who?
Trey Lance. Than Garoppolo, who's got 8-9 years and can't win it. Can't win it.
Yeah. I mean,
they paid him all that money, and we understand the contract stuff is nothing. It's null and void. When you get on the field is where the truth comes to the fold. But, bruh, you had the perfect opportunity. Last drive. And what do? 3 plays. 3 plays. You didn't even get to the fourth down because you threw the interception.
But wait a minute. Now, what do you say to Garoppolo, who says, hey, man, Mahomes did the same thing?
Mahomes got a ring.
Okay, fair enough.
Mahomes got a ring.
Sit down, Garoppolo.
And he got it against us.
Yeah.
He got it against us. So I can't. There's no conversation
dude,
in that.
How disappointed are you, or how happy would you have been if instead of Garoppolo, you had like the quarterbacks that we see at Cincinnati, at Buffalo?
Anybody to me is better than
Josh
Garoppolo.
Allen, dude. That dude's a superstar in the making.
Dude.
I don't even know the guy at Cincinnati. What's his name?
Burrows. But
Burt Reynolds?
No, Burrows. The AFC has the new crop of quarterbacks. They got Mahomes, Burrows, Josh Allen. They got Lamar Jackson. They got quarterbacks that can go out and win. They want the ball because they're going to do something. They're going to do something to show. Look at Burrows.
So who do you? Let's just go ahead and do a pick right now. Who wins the Super Bowl?
I don't care, but I'm pulling for Cincinnati.
I was going to say, you're not going to have a good shot if you're pulling for Seattle.
Cincinnati.
But why?
Because of the team.
Okay.
They have everything. And I still have an issue with the Rams and what they did to St. Louis.
What'd they do?
Same thing the Browns did in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, but that's not these guys.
It is.
It's not the players. That's who I'm talking about.
It's the owner.
But you know what? I'm pulling for the Rams.
Go ahead.
And the only reason why is because, you know what, Stafford, he's been around for a long time. He's never had what he's had right now.
So was Marino.
Right. I would have loved to have seen Marino win a game.
It doesn't matter how long you've been around.
Right.
It comes down to your owners and who they put around you. Look Look at freaking Brady last year.
But
43 years old, and what they did was they put an all-star team around him, and they won.
Mm-hmm.
They won.
And they've done that now with Stafford.
That's exactly what. But see, to me, because you're in a big TV market, you can do that stuff. They're not gonna. You can't get that
But
same.
you can't. But here's the thing: you can take all of the pieces that they put around them, and you take out the quarterback and put in Garoppolo,
and they're gonna lose.
And they're gonna lose.
They're gonna lose.
So
I'm sorry, they're gonna lose.
Right. So Stafford's one of those guys I would like to see get a ring before he's done. He's not. He doesn't have a lot of time left, and it's a. I mean, dude. I mean, look at Mahomes. Mahomes is one of the great ones that we have right now, and he's not going.
He's 26 years old.
Right. How old is Stafford? Like 31?
He in his 30s.
So, I mean, the young kid. I mean, I'm gonna be happy as long as we have a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because I really don't care, but I would like to see Stafford win one before he retires because he was in Detroit for his whole career.
Same thing with Megatron.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders.
All right.
Should have got one.
And he should have left Detroit.
He couldn't.
I know.
He couldn't.
But,
he couldn't. Because when the money that he was worth, nobody was going to be able to pay that.
Well, Jerry could have.
Yeah.
But see, Jerry had Emmett, and he
Emmett.
didn't going to trash Emmett.
But if
it would have been a huge, but I mean, we
dude, if y'all had
right,
Barry,
but the thing is, we didn't need Barry. We love Barry, but we didn't need Barry.
Lord, if y'all had Barry.
Yeah.
If y'all had Barry, Aikman would have threw for 5,000 yards one season. You know why? Because everybody been trying to stop Barry. And Irvin and what was the other guy?
Harper.
Harper would have went crazy because they'd had 8-9 people in the box trying to stop Barry. Dude, and with that line y'all had back then too.
You know what's funny is I can name the Cowboy players of the 90s better than I can name the players that we have now.
That's terrible.
Man. Hey, because back then,
that meant something back then.
Jimmy Johnson's team, not Jerry Jones.
They meant something back then. That was the problem.
Hey, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show, guys. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be doing a few special things for the Light 'em Up crew members.
Yes.
We want to say thank you to our Patreon members, which is the LUC, baby.
The Light 'em Up
LUC. And we do a special show for them. And you know what? We've been slacking on. Okay, I've been slacking.
Thank you.
And you know what? We're fixing to ramp that up. We're going to bring y'all some exclusive content. And so stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. It's not going to be the norm. So anyway, man, thanks for hanging out outside. I know it's a little chilly. Probably got a little shrivel thing going on. Anyway. Until next time,
keep smoking.
Boom.